Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be working on my 1999 GSXR600. As you'd have seen from my previous videos, this bike was sitting in storage for 20 years. I've now got the bike, cleaned it, removed the tank, and upon doing so I found there was a lot of rust inside the tank where the fuel had been sitting. I'm not sure if this was from condensation or what it was, but I got a lot of the fuel out in the last video, but as you can see the tank is in a pretty bad way. But what I'd like to do is try and clean this tank and get it ready so I can put it back on the bike. So first of all I'm going to remove this bracket off the bottom. So very, very rusty, as you can see. So it actually comes off fairly easily actually. Don't worry, I will be replacing these parts, the pump, the filter, the gasket, before this goes back in for good. I'm literally just doing this to reseal the tank for now. And you can see that's not taken a lot at all to remove that rust, which is very good. Just going to leave that to soak in there for a little while. This rinsing process that I'm doing, I did multiple times. I didn't show you that many times on video. Even though the water was coming out clear, there were still little particles of rust I could see each time, which is why I've done it so many times. just going to give it all a bit of a clean now, because obviously the petrol's gone sort of everywhere. So as you saw, that was quite effective, getting all the rust out. So before I turn this back over and reinstall this, I'm just going to give this a quick wipe down. So I'm putting this back in this condition just for resealing the tank at the moment. So I've now put all that into containers that was inside the tank and what I washed it out with. But as you can see, I'm left with all this really fine rust. So it's good how much has come out, but obviously it's not good how much was in there in the first place. So that is the tank rinsed out and wiped down. Already I can see there's a lot less rust. Even around here it was very rusty before, so it's definitely just a surface rust, which is good. So yeah, that is looking a lot better already. So what I'm going to do now is put it in the container, prop it up so the tank is like that, fill it up with the white vinegar, and then top it up to the rim with water. So not sure how well you can see, but obviously it looks rusty, but it is a lot better. It is a lot better than it was. So that's about 6 litres, which is a third of the tank. We're now going to top it up the rest of the way with just cold water. So that is right up to the very top. So I'm just going to wipe away all of the bits that I've splashed. So I removed it from the box because the sides were starting to bend a little bit. So I've now got it level on the floor, still rimmed right to the top. Already I can see sort of clean metal in there. So I'm now going to leave that 24 hours and then I'll come back tomorrow and see how that is looking. So it's now been 24 hours since the white vinegar's been in there. I'm now going to tip a little bit out. I'm going to give it a bit of a swirl around, a bit of a shake up, and then tip it out and see how it looks. give it a bit of So I'm now going to empty this into the container. So as you can see, that's a rusty water. What I'm going to do now is turn the tank over, take off the plate off the bottom again, and then see how we are. So as you can see, that looks a lot better. Obviously there's still a fair bit of surface rust on there. The tank is looking a lot better. So I'm now going to take this outside and rinse it through. I'll actually just tip the rest of that out through the bottom there. So after quite a few rinse out and scrubs, I'm now just going to remove the cap. So I'm happy how the white vinegar has worked. Still need to do quite a bit of cleaning out in the tank, just where there's loose bits in the corners. But all in all, it's looking pretty good. So I just want to remove this, because I'll keep opening and closing it, whereas now I don't need to fill the tank fully anymore with cleaning. It's So I'll try and show you now. If you can see, that looks like a very clean tank. So that is the tank now fully cleaned out. Now I'm just going to dry the tank. To start with, we want to get any excess water. And as you can see, it's a clean microfiber cloth that I'm using now. Just pushing it into all of the spaces. Making sure there's no rust coming off onto the cloth. Which is looking pretty good. Obviously there's going to be a few little bits. I think what my plan is going to be, I'm going to put obviously this all back together, run the bike for a few fuel tanks full, and then potentially take the tank off, check the filter. That would be the right thing to do. So now the tank's pretty hot all over. I can't see any water running anywhere. So that is looking dry and clean. So that is the tank now clean and dry. I'll just try and show you in there. As you can see, that is looking pretty good. So that is the tank ready to go. Once it is on the bike, I do need to give this a polish and a bit of a touch up in places, but that is the tank rust free and ready to go. So these are all the bits in the tank. The fuel cap, I'm not sure if I will just look to replace that and keep the lock mechanism for this bike. So I'll look to see if I can do that. This might clean up okay, but the cover on here is a little bit pitted. So I'll either go for a racing style fuel cap, or I will see what I can do with that. That's all the fixings and bits. So now with the fuel pump and filter, I actually got a service kit. So in here I've got a gasket set with bolts which got Loctite on. I've got the new filter bag, new valve for the bottom, new sealing boot and a new fuel pump. And then a couple of replacement screws. So what I'm going to look to do now is remove these parts and replace, and then put this back in the tank so it's ready to go. So I'm now going to swap out the parts I've got for the fuel pump. So I've got a new valve go in there. So as you can see, that is not good condition. Not 100% sure on whether this will work or not, but like I say, I'm going to swap it all out anyway. So leave that to soak for a little bit. So that is the new pump fitted. Everything is tight. Everything. The only thing I found was this rubber boot at the bottom here. When you tighten up this bolt here, that pushed it up a little bit. So I had to loosen it, refit the pump. But now that is all sealed. That is tight. That is on there. Connected the cables. This is all clean. Yeah, ready to go back in the tank with the new gasket. So now that is all ready to go. I just need to remove the old gasket because the kit I got came with a new gasket. Just goes in there like so. I've double checked everything is tight on the plate, and then it came with screws that have got Loctite on already. So now they're all in, they should be tightened up in a sequence. So as per the service manual, so this one should be first. Right, so that's all in and tight. So now I need to put the fuel cap back on. I will be cleaning this or spraying or doing something with it, but for now I just want to put it back in. So once I've taken fuel, I can then close it. So they are the securing bolts, the other ones are just for show. So at least now, once I've put the tank back on the bike, I can secure that. So that is the tank ready to go. Obviously just the fuel lines and bits like that, which I'll come to when I'm ready. Well, if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can catch the rest of this build series and see how the bike turns out. Join me in the next video and I will be servicing the bike, putting the tank back on and hopefully getting the bike started.